What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Govee Christmas Sparkle String Lights. These are very advanced Christmas tree lights which not only look great but are also packed with a ton of features as well. So if you happen to be shopping for Christmas tree lights, stick around and I'll be going over everything that makes these the best on the market. Alright, so taking a look at the lights themselves, these are high density diffuse bullet head LEDs which create a smooth starlight effect, which not only lights up the tree, but also some of the surrounding area as well. Right now I have the lights on bright so you can see this a little better, but when the lights are off or it's dark, these create enough light to scatter onto the wall and surrounding areas, which makes it a really nice effect, much different from what you normally see on the Christmas tree. However, these are dimmable, so you can get them as bright or as dim as you would like as well. As far as the lights themselves, these are large diameter 5.5 millimeter beads, which increases the lighting area by 10% and gives off a much fuller and richer lighting effect. I'm not sure how well it shows on camera, but in person, these lights look much better than any other lights I've used before. It's just a very vibrant and nice star-like look. All right, so I turned off the lights. I still got some light coming in from the windows and the door, but as you can see, the light is scattering onto the walls, which make it a nice ambiance effect. So as you can see here, these are not ordinary Christmas lights. These are RGBWIC lights, meaning they have RGB plus white, and they're all individually controllable as well. Definitely a very advanced setup, which allows each LED to change between 16 million colors and also vary in brightness when you have them set on scenes as well. And this does have a true white plus adjustable tones, so you can make your tree colorful like I have it here, or you can switch between different pure white tones to give you a nice and elegant look. Alright, so these lights have 140 plus built-in presets, and I'll dive into that in a second. But how Govee makes this possible to work with any layout or tree is its shape mapping process. So with other LED lights, basically you just throw them on the tree, they have built-in effects, and they just do what they do with no regard to your layout or tree. But these lights are actually set up in program to work with the proper spread that you have and the actual tree size as well. So how this works is in the app, there is a shape mapping process. And as you can see right here, it has 3D spatial recognition if you have them wrapped around your tree. And then it also has general recognition if you have them wrapped in another way. So if you're not using these for your Christmas tree, you could throw them up as another kind of decoration, and the app will still read your layout and customize and fine tune all the presets to work with how you have the lights. So let's go ahead and do the tree setup. As you can see right here, it shows you the directions and it says up top, welcome to the shape mapping function. Take a video and our technology will intelligently calculate the current shape of your device. So right now I have it on a tree, so we're in the right mode. Go ahead and click on ready. And as you can see, this is detecting every single light on the tree right here. So once I have it mapped down and it sees all the lights, I just leave it right there. And now it has the exact mapping of every single light on this tree. So again, it's not just putting random patterns that are going in random areas, but it's actually assigning every scene so that it happens from top to bottom and left to right in your viewing area. So it's all going to look a lot more customized and personalized compared to any other light on the market. Thanks to this mapping process, this also has Govee's Unite IC control technology, where each and every LED is individually programmable to create your own ultra precise DIY effects. So for example, if you wanted this top section to be blue, maybe a little section over here to be red, maybe these ones down here to be white, you can literally just grab this and map it with your finger. I'll dive into all of that shortly, but first I want to showcase some of the built-in presets already in the app. All right, so it's getting a little darker outside. As you can see, this is doing a much better job at lighting up the room. So this is what the app looks like. Up top, you have your brightness control. So right now I have it at 100%. And then right here, here it is at 1%. So again, very customizable in how bright or dim you can get that. You have individual colors. So you can set this from any color of your choice. Again, 16 million colors. Or you can also select from the various white tones right here. But where the real magic happens with these lights is right here in scene mode. So I'm going to go ahead and click through a few random ones here. So right here we have Universe B. As you can see, very dynamic lighting effect. They're all doing their own thing. Again, very, very advanced for Christmas tree lights. Here we have Cornfield. This is more of a warm white, and it's wrapping all around the tree. We have Firefly. This one's a lot more dynamic. It literally looks like a fly flying around the tree. We have Wave B, Forest, Starry Sky, Wave. Those were all from the first section called Natural. As you can see up top, we have a whole bunch of different categories here. So diving into Festival, we have Star, very fast twinkling lights. Another one called Stars, same theme, but much more calm. Here we have Bow. For Christmas, that's definitely one of my favorite ones right there. Very dynamic effect with a lot of colors and scrolling going on. One called Shiny. As you can see, it's twinkling and sparkling. In person, this looks like a bunch of little stars. Hopefully, it looks the same on camera. And then, like I said, this is not just for Christmas. You can also use this for other uses. So if you have a decorational tree, or maybe you want to put these in a window, you can go ahead and put different color themes as well. So right here, we have fireworks, and definitely very cool. It looks like a bunch of little fireworks exploding. We have Halloween, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and again, so on. Many, many lighting categories there. Let's go ahead and look at a few more of these. As I said, lots and lots of presets to get any look that you could possibly want. All right, so up next, we have one of my favorite features on these lights, and that's music mode. So the controller on these lights actually has a built-in microphone, so you don't need to connect to it or do Bluetooth or anything like that. Basically, if someone is playing music in the room, it'll pick up on that and synchronize the lights to the music. So let's go ahead and look at some of these music modes. Let me go ahead and throw on the song. So this is Energetic. This is one of my favorite music modes on there. As you can see, it looks like an equalizer. So as the music is going, it's following with the beat. And this does have adjustable sensitivity. So depending on how loud the music is, you can go ahead and adjust that sensitivity. Let me go ahead and change the song. All right, so now we're on rhythm mode. As you can see, very vibrant, lighting up the entire room. It looks like a dance party in here now. So if you're on Christmas, you guys get bored, throw on some music, and you don't even have to turn on any other lights. You just set your Christmas tree, and all of a sudden, it's a built-in party light. As you can see, it's basically flooding the entire room with light. This is set on the maximum brightness, so if you didn't want this bright, you could always turn it down. Here we have separation, and again, these are all music modes. This is my second favorite music mode. It looks so dynamic and flows with the music so well. As you can see, this highlights the effect of the mapping process. It's scrolling perfectly from top to bottom and throughout the center and going up and down. If it didn't have the mapping feature, this definitely would not have been possible with any other lights. Here we have another one called Spring. It's basically an equalizer, but it starts from the bottom and goes up. And then this one here is called Ripple. Very dynamic as well. As you can see, it starts from the center and radiates out. This feature alone makes these lights 100% worth it to me. It just makes them look beyond what I've seen with any other lights on the market. As you can see right now, it's following my voice. So if I stop talking, silence. Then if I start talking again, it starts going crazy and following my voice. Like I said earlier, definitely very, very advanced lights. So like I said earlier, beyond the built-in presets and modes, there's a few DIY options. So first off, you have your regular DIY page, and you just click on that there, and it has a few effects up top. So you could say how you want the lights to react. So right now, let's go ahead and put bouncing ball. As you can see, it's like a little ball is bouncing throughout the light. And then you can select what colors you want the balls to be. And you have a few other options there. And over here, you have combo, where you can mix up a few different DIY scenes, but it gets even deeper than that. Up next, you have finger sketch. As I said earlier, this whole entire tree is mapped out with every single LED. So let's go ahead and say orange. I want the top to be orange. Let's go ahead and color that in. And I can select every single bead up there. As you can see, it's now orange at the top. And the background color is white. So anything that's not colored is automatically white. Let's say I want some purple here in the center. I can go ahead and color that in. And now we got some color going right there. So you can do whatever you want with this design. Make a happy face, make your school colors, maybe a flag. It's unlimited possibilities. You have a bunch of dots here. I think it mapped out about 150 lights. So you can click on any individual light and program that right there to your needs. And then if you scroll down, you have different angles. So you can program around the whole entire tree, which is just insane. You could make it do a circle, whatever you want all around it if you want it. And then you have gradients, twinkles, and breathing mode. So that's how the LEDs are going to react to what you programmed. Then you also have speed as well. If all of that wasn't enough, this also has AIGC, or Artificial Intelligence Generated Content. This is an industry's first to use AI to generate lighting effects for your lights. Looking at the specs, this is a large-scale AI model, which is enhanced with data training to better understand user requirements. So as you can see right here, I have a little chat function. And basically, I can give this any prompt I would like, and it'll go ahead and spit out a preset for the tree. And this can be controlled with voice, text, or an image. So if you want, say, a rainbow effect, you can either submit an image, talk to it, or write it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to it. Give me a rainbow effect on the tree. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And there we have it. We now have a rainbow effect programmed on the tree. Give me a Barbie theme. All right. So there we go. It put a few different tones of pink to give a Barbie look. As I said, this is AI based. You can ask it pretty much anything and it's gonna identify what that is and create a theme based on that. So maybe you're a football fan, you want your favorite colors on the tree, you can go ahead and tell it that. Give me a Chicago Bears theme. All right, I clicked OK. And there you have it. It now has a Chicago Bears layout with the colors of the team. And as you can see, it doesn't just make a random generic layout. This one's actually a very dynamic look, but it does obtain the look of the Chicago Bear team colors. So definitely a very, very useful tool. Personally, I'm not someone that's going to be playing with DIY effects. So instead of me wasting a lot of time creating something on my own, I can just ask AI and it's most likely going to make something much better than I could have made by myself anyway. So very cool and useful way to achieve custom DIY effects without any of the manual work. All right, so if all of that wasn't enough, if you're someone that's in the Govee ecosystem like I am, if you have other lights, you can use these lights with DreamView. So right here, all these can lights on top are actually Govee LED lights that I have here for my office. So with DreamView, I can go ahead and synchronize these to all be a whole cohesive theme. So let me go ahead and throw on a scene and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so here it is in the DreamView app, and you can set the sensitivity and brightness. And right now I have it set on one of the modes. So look at how insane this looks. So right here, this is the tree in the middle, and all the lights up here are synchronizing with the tree. Right here we have beat mode, and this is music synchronization right now. So if I go quiet, off. And if I start talking again, it starts doing all that. So here it is with a different view. Again, the tree is synchronizing with the music. And then the ceiling lights are also synchronizing. Well, there's no music at this point, so right now it's just synchronizing with my voice. Let me go ahead and put on a song really quick so you can see what this looks like with music. So as you can see, definitely a very cool effect that shows you the power of being in the Govee ecosystem and using their DreamView features. All right, so getting these lights installed is very easy. Unfortunately, I forgot to take pictures or videos of that process, but basically the lights come in a big bundle, but the large bundle is separated into smaller bundles and they're wrapped up with these Velcro ties here. So basically, as you have the big bundle, you unrelease one little section, wrap that around the tree, and once that runs out, you release another bundle and keep doing that. This way, the large bundle is separated into smaller sections. It is not just a bigger, large line of wire to wrap all around the tree. And then, as I said, it comes with a few of these Velcro straps. So when you put it away, you can put it away in the same way. So it's easier to store and put back up the next year. And then looking at the lights themselves, as you can see, the wires are a forest green colors that blends in with the tree very well. And this has 5 durable wires, including 2 dedicated return conductors. So unlike regular Christmas lights, if one light was to break on you, the entire strand will still operate as intended. So unlike the old days, you don't have to go fishing around and trying to figure out which light went bad. These are LED lights, so I don't assume that would happen, but good to have that just in case if you stepped on it or accidentally broke one yourself. The light string I have here is 30 meters with 375 LEDs, but they also sell a smaller 20-meter version, which has 250 LEDs. So depending on your tree size, you can get either size, but honestly, even if you have a smaller tree, I would recommend getting the larger one so you can wrap it more densely around the tree and get a much bigger and more dynamic lighting effect. Right here, I have a 6-foot tree and I have the larger 30-meter version. So the power adapter and the lights are rated IP44. These are for indoor use, but they do have some water resistance against light splashes or light rain. So while I wouldn't use them outside, they'll be fine to be like in a covered deck or patio where they'll only see a low amount of moisture. And then compared to other lights, this is also much easier to install. As you can see, it's just one continuous strand. This is a 1 out 1 structure, whereas other ones are a 1 out 2 structure. So sometimes they have the strand and 2 lights sticking out and it's just more of a mess and gets more tangled easily. This is just one continuous strand. So it's very easy just to wrap it around and keep going all the way up to the top. Again, overall, definitely a very easy install process. And last but not least, the lights do work with smart home assistants, including Alexa, Google, and Matter. So instead of using the app or the button, you can easily control this with your voice or the Google Home app as well. So right here, I have a Google Home. So for example, hey Google, turn off the Christmas tree lights. As you can see, turn them off, no problem. But beyond turning it on and off, you can also set timers, adjust the brightness, choose lighting effects, and a lot more. So as you can see right here, you can turn it on and off either using your voice or from the assistant or the app. And then you can also program it. So for example, hey Google, turn the Christmas tree off every day at 10 p.m.
Okay, I'll turn off the Govee lamp and the Christmas tree lights at 10 p.m.
And as you can see, it's not going to turn it off automatically. So overall, definitely very convenient to have that smart home control. This way, anybody can adjust the tree without needing the actual Govee app. Overall, these are definitely the most advanced and best Christmas tree lights you can buy. They're easy to install, they look great, and best of all, they also come at a great price for everything you're getting as well. All in all, if you happen to be shopping for Christmas lights, I would highly recommend these here, which again are the Govee Christmas Sparkle String Lights. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.